darn, you guys are so unlucky. Okay. With me is Dylan Caulfield. Did I get it right?
Yep. Thanks for having
From
me.
Backdraft Barbecue.
Correct.
Okay, so I just want you to know that I really cut some pieces for me to taste, but I'm gonna have to wait a minute on that. All right, Dylan, how long you been around this industry that you've been barbecuing?
I've been barbecuing roughly about 8 years now.
Okay, so you do this. Well, before anything, I want to thank you for your service. You're a
Thank you.
first responder
Correct.
for the fire department,
Hmm.
and little do most of us know what you guys go through. Okay, just because they're 24 hours on and 48 off, most of the time that second day they're sleeping the whole day, especially if they had calls all through the night.
Correct.
Okay, so I want to thank you for your services, but back to the barbecue.
Hmm.
Why? Why'd you get into that?
It's always been a passion of mine. I love barbecuing. I love the science behind it. There's a lot that goes into it between your wood chips you're using, your spices and seasonings you're using, the way you're smoking it. And then what really got my wheels turning to get serious about the barbecue industry was I worked for Martin County Fire Rescue, and we roughly 8 years ago or so, we started a barbecue team.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, we did. And it was I learned a lot from being on the barbecue team, learning from other guys that have been doing it longer than I have, learning what seasonings they use on their barbecue, how they use the smokers, what wood they're using. And then I would take some of their recipes and kind of fine tune it to make my own. And then every time I would have a family event, birthday party, family gathering, holiday, I was usually the one assigned to cook, to
Okay,
barbecue.
but I don't know that it's as simple as that because when you barbecue something, like what'd you bring in for us to taste?
I brought in pork steak. Uh,
Okay, so how long did this take you to do?
that one took me about 2 hours.
Okay,
They were
what
pretty thin slices of meat.
what about a brisket?
Brisket, you're looking at 8, sometimes 12 hours. The thicker the meat, the longer it's going to take to smoke.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. I've made a million mistakes. So smoking is a little bit different than just barbecuing.
Correct.
Okay, so what is the difference?
So barbecuing, you're cooking on a grill. You got a charcoal grill or propane grill, and then smoking is when you cook something under low heat for a long period of time. But you're also including the smoke, and sometimes depending on the wood you use, the smoke will give it flavor.
So what products do you cook?
You name it, I cook it. Pork. I'm also I barbecue steaks. You don't
Okay.
smoke a steak, but I barbecue steak. Which this week I'm rolling out my new steak seasoning coming
Which
out
we're
this
going to
week.
talk about in a minute.
Yep. And then besides that, chicken, fish. I also have plans in the future to have a fish rub. You name it, and you could smoke it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess, like you said, the thicker the meat or the fish or the
Hmm.
what chicken, the longer it's going to take
Correct.
for that stuff to go through.
Correct.
When you talk about a low heat, what are you talking about, like temperature wise?
200, 250 degrees.
Okay, and when you're barbecuing, you're talking about high heat.
Yeah, 400 or so.
So I get it. What's your favorite thing to barbecue?
Uh, I like it all, but I like brisket. Brisket's pretty delicious if it's done right.
And it's sad because they almost price us out of what people can afford to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's the meat is expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and then your time.
Yep.
And surely, and I say this all the time, always use a professional because I don't know that one, I have the equipment to do it properly, and two is I have the patience or the time. So when you smoke something, you smoke it overnight.
I have, depending on what I got going on. I'm very busy. Yeah.
Well, we know that. So, my concern is it a fire hazard?
No. If it's in the grill, it's contained.
Okay, so I've seen smokers before.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it seems like there's one side where the chips go,
Mm-hmm.
and then the meat goes on the other side.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
And it's contained, so everything is kind of pushed into the meat.
Yes, yeah. Usually, you're describing like an offset smoker where there's a container that's usually have like some kind of charcoal underneath
Right.
for the heat, and then you put your wood or wood chips on top of that, and as the wood burns, it creates a smoke that will then filter over to where the meat's located in a different section.
Is there heat in that other section too?
No, it's heat transferred from the wood in the charcoal.
Wow. All right. So you decide to start this business.
Hmm.
Did you get family support, or did they say like me, don't get this pipe dream?
No, they actually have been encouraging me to start this business.
Because they want to eat. Okay. Let's go to reality here.
Yeah, I've come out with this recipe. These bottles right here are my all-purpose rub. You can use it on anything. It was originally designed for pork, mainly pulled pork and things like that. Pork steak. I have it on your pork steak. And I've been using this recipe on barbecue for 7, 8 years now at family gatherings, and they were always constantly pushing me. Oh, this is delicious. You should bottle this and sell it and make money off it. And it took me till the end of last year. October, I applied for the LLC, and really around January is when I got up and running with this product alone.
So this is a rub.
Yes.
What about, and I'll probably say it wrong, what about some sort of liquid um, barbecue stuff? Do you use that too?
I use like Sweet Baby Ray's like barbecue sauce. It's
Right.
depend on what I'm doing, but this stuff is so delicious. You really don't need to put anything else on whatever you barbecued with this.
So no tomato in this.
Nope,
And the reason I ask that is because my wife's allergic to tomato.
no tomatoes.
So, um, but it does have a kick to it.
Yes. Yeah, so this product here, my Smoke Showin', it's actually called the Smoke Showin' All-Purpose Rub. So all my products, Backdraft Barbecue, I give them firefighter terms as
Oh,
the
okay.
name. So this is our Smoke Showin'. I also have Fully Involved is my steak one, and then what's the other one? But all my products are going to have a firefighter theme, a term that we use in the fire service. And then underneath here, you have I have certified all natural ingredients, gluten free, no MSGs, no MSGs. So it's all natural ingredients. I do not use tomato. You got brown sugar, turbinado.
So we don't want to give them a whole thing, really. They
The-
they don't need to buy your stuff.
Well, the sugar gives it the sweet, and then with the spice, it got a little bit of chili pepper and a little bit of chipotle.
All right. Someone buys this. How much? How much will this do? How many?
These are the 8 ounce bottles. You get quite a bit out of that. You can, I mean, depending on how much you're cooking, that'll last you a couple months.
So you brought in, I think, 4 pork steaks.
Mm-hmm. I brought in 3.
3. They're pretty big, but
Mm-hmm.
so how much of a bottle do you think you used on that?
I used probably not even a quarter bottle.
Wow.
Very
So it lasts.
very small amount. Yep. And I also have these in 16 ounce, which is a pound. bottle.
Okay.
That will last you
Forever.
years. Yeah.
Depending on
Depending on how much you're cooking.
right,
If
and
you're
depending-
doing a party of 20, yeah, it might. Yeah.
and depends on how much you use, I guess. Or I mean, is there what's the direction to use that?
It depends on what you're cooking. So the way I did your pork steak is with pork, every time I barbecue pork, I cover it first with mustard. That's the trick.
Okay.
And then the mustard, vinegar helps break down the meat, makes it more tender. But then also it helps the rub stick to the meat. And then I just sprinkle it on both sides. Flip it over, mustard, sprinkle it on.
Interesting. All right. So, what's the future, in your opinion, for your company? Where do you want to go with it?
So I got a lot of plans, but it all takes money. And my company's all funded by myself. So every 2 weeks when I get paid, I put a little bit into the business. So I have right now my all-purpose rub, steak rubs coming out this week. I have the recipe and already labels made for a poultry rub coming out soon. And then I want to do a fish rub because, we're in South Florida. Everyone's fishing in South Florida. And then from there, I would like to start rolling out, get my logo engraved on barbecue utensils, maybe.
Oh, cool.
And then get some hats and shirts made to help advertise. And then from there, once my company's all together and I got plenty of inventory, I'm gonna try to push to get it in stores. That's where the money's at, it seems.
Well, the thing is, you're one person basically selling a product. If it's in stores, you got everybody coming through looking to buy the product. It's
Correct.
getting in front of more eyes.
Correct.
Okay, does your family help you?
Not at the moment.
Ah!
It's a one-man show right now.
And that's a handful.
Hmm.
Do you Do you go out to events?
That's in the near future as well.
Okay.
So yes, I'm gonna start doing. I'd like to start doing the farmers markets, start sponsoring events, and like barbecue competitions and things like that, and have a booth set up where I can sell my products.
You're not gonna If you do an event, you're not doing the event and smoking stuff while you're there, are we?
My plan is to mainly sell, make money,
Right.
but at the same time, I'm probably gonna bring a small grill just to help give out samples like that, so
Right.
so people could see what the rub tastes like before they buy it.
So this is a piece that I cut off, and for me, chili was always difficult, but it's really tender
Hmm.
because of the vinegar and mustard.
Yep, it does the trick.
Yeah, um, but I feel the kick.
Hmm.
It's not a major burn, so if you're not into spicy stuff, just doesn't. So I don't eat spicy stuff,
Hmm.
but this is not really what I call spicy.
Yeah, it's not overpowering with
Right.
spice.
And it's funny because what I've learned is that I like horseradish spice.
Hmm.
I don't like wasabi spice. That's a different kind of burn for me.
Mhm.
Okay, so how long did it take you to experiment with this stuff to get where you wanted to be?
Oh, this took me trial and error, probably about a year to get it fine-tuned to the exact amount of ingredients. Because the first couple I rolled out, I will say, were really spicy.
Well,
Yeah. So, and then what I would do is go to a birthday party or family gathering. I'm barbecuing for the event, and I'd put my new recipe on, and there was a few parties where it was pretty. Most people didn't want to eat my food.
Oh yeah,
It was too
that's
spicy.
that's a terrible feeling.
Too spicy. So I had to fine tune it, take some stuff out, lower the amount of stuff I put in, like if it was spicy ingredients, and I think I got it finally fine tuned to the right.
But you like spice, I guess.
Yeah, I like spice.
Because there's not a major kick here, but there is a little kick,
Hmm.
which gives that added flavor. All right, how do people find you if they want to buy your product?
You can find my product on. I have a website, Backdraft barbecue.store.
Okay, you took the dot store because that's what it really is.
That's what Shopify gave me.
Oh, really?
I guess .com was taken. So
Okay.
backdraftbarbecue.store. You could Google search it. I have noticed if you just type in backdraftbarbecue.store, it doesn't always come up. So you have to put the HTTP
Really?
colon / then Backdraft Barbecue Store
That's
dot
so-
store.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on social media. Follow me. Got lots of good pictures and videos on there. And one of my plans in the near future is also have a YouTube channel up and running where I will use the rubs on barbecue.
Everybody, I've said it a million times, and most of the time I say it, it's to something that would have a very negative effect as a DIY project. But this is a little bit different. This is use a professional because if you don't, one, it's going to cost you 5 times more because you're going to have to do what he did and, for lack of a better word, throw out a bunch of stuff until you get the flavors you want. And I know that because my wife's a chocolatier.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I can't tell you how much chocolate we wasted just trying to get the right flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So the food industry is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the frustration of buying a piece of, whether it be pork or beef or chicken, and it not coming out right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really pricey for you, and also very frustrating. As you said, that you did some parties and you're like, people didn't even like my didn't like my
It's too
food.
spicy.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
so use a professional. What's the website again?
Backdraftbarbecue.store.
Check it out. Check them out. Dylan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your service.
Thanks for having
Thank you
me.
for bringing food. Everybody have a great day. We'll be right back.